Hello, 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 and happiest Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, happy Friday. It's me, Coach P, and I'm in a building, excited, grateful, so glad to see everybody, to feel your energy as you are jumping on. Just type in the comments what you're grateful for. Make sure you click the link above so that I can know who you are, so I can see you on this end, and say what up. Say good morning if you're on the West Coast. Say good afternoon if you're on the East Coast. If you in between, just say what up. I'm so excited to see you guys. Happy, happy, happy about this day. This is our second Friday in March. March is the third month of this first quarter of 2021. Can you believe that we are already in month 3 of 2021? It's incredible to me. All right, so let me see your gratitude. I'm going to pin this video to the top so everybody can see it and all the things. Give me just one momento. And while I'm doing this, you guys do that. And let me see your gratitude. Boom and a boom. I got so much to share today, but we're going to kick it off in gratitude first, which is always the language of those who live in abundance. And we are into it. Let's see. Let's see. All right, perfect. This looks good. So my internet is strong, guys. I'm so happy about this. The last few lives that I've done in the Life Mastery community, it's been super choppy because I was in a different location. And so I've been traveling again because that is going to be my life for a while now. And so I've been traveling. I'm here in I was gonna say New Mexico. Where did that come from? I'm here in New York, and I'm staying in Harlem, and then I'll be in Brooklyn this weekend. So I'm excited about it. It's going to be amazing, great, grand, and all the things. So let me see what y'all talking about. Hey, Lou, so good to see you, boo. Happy, happy Friday. Hey, Adina, first one in. Good morning, good afternoon, sunshine. Somebody said, hey, Coach B. I don't know who that is, but hey. Adina said, I'm grateful for the beautiful weather Texas has been having all week. Yes, it's been beautiful everywhere. I agree. Somebody said, grand afternoon. Lou said, I'm grateful to see another day. Yes, I love it. Odessa said, good morning, everyone. I'm grateful for good health. Get into it. Listen, health is the real wealth. Mindset health, emotional health, mental health, all of it. Hi, Keisha. So good to see you, my love. Somebody said, I am grateful for consistency in my self-love journey and not giving up on myself. Yes, I love that. Yes, 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 yes. I agree 100%. It's a game changer. Like self-love and emotional support and emotional well-being will absolutely heal you. It will heal your body from disease. It'll heal your mind and your heart, and it'll help you to create a life that is far beyond anything that you've seen before, just by deciding to do the inside work. Then everything outside absolutely aligns. That's just how it goes. So I agree with whoever said that. Lou said, yes, grateful for strong internet. Yes, me too. Tina said, good afternoon. I'm grateful for the power of saying no. Yes. Me and some friends were talking about this last night at dinner, how important it is to rest in your no, and how important it is for you to be able to have courage when you say no. Like no is no, right? And a lot of people, the cliche is now is that no is a complete sentence. But for a lot of people, it's hard, like really, really hard to say no because they fear disappointment. They fear being misunderstood. They fear how people may look at them now or see them now. It's a hard thing for a lot of people. And so I like to say, and we definitely said in the Life Mastery community, shout out to everybody watching from Life Mastery, because we are streaming in Life Mastery, the Mash Collective, and on YouTube. Shout out to my YouTubers and my Mashers. That when you're able to rest in your no and say your no, then it allows for you to actually have breathing room to get clarity about what do I actually want, right? It doesn't mean that you go around saying no to everything, but you being able to have the confidence in your no is a game changer, because it also builds, it helps create respect, and it helps to implement your boundaries easier. When you're able to say no, then you're able to kind of stand back, wait a minute, and you can always change your mind if you want to. But saying yes just for the sake of fearing what would come if you say no, is a no. So shout out to you, Tina, for doing the work. I love it. Yes, Renee said no, it's Bay. Tony Jones. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Karen, so good to see you, boo. Sharon said, I'm grateful for honest communication this week. Get into it. Tina said yes, and saying yes to a plant dominant lifestyle. Come on. I like it. Somebody said, good afternoon, grateful for new beginnings and an opportunity to start again. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Y'all are into it. Yes. Kim said, grateful for Self-Care Friday. Love a good Self-Care Friday. Yes, yes, yes. It's my thing too, girl. Keisha said, I'm so grateful for intentionally taking a few days to recharge this week and catching this live. Yes, let's get into it, y'all. First things first, let's pick up your, I didn't know this was still up here. Let's pick up your MASH cards. Do you have your MASH deck? If you have already picked your pick of the day, go ahead and type it in the comments below so I can see what your pick is of the day. Let's get into it. Hold your horses. Let's get into it. All right, so these cards have made their way all around the world. People everywhere have been like, when is the store opening back up, Coach B? So as you guys know, I moved across country 2 weeks ago, and I'm on travel again from the place I moved to. So I moved from Atlanta to Los Angeles, and now I'm in New York. And so I'll be here until next week. But I'm saying all that to say that the store will open in late spring. So we're looking at like mid to late April, just because I'm on travel, and a part of the fulfillment and all that stuff is my responsibility still. So while we, get things situated and figure out what's what and all the things, and it's so fun, it's so exciting. The store is, being relocated. But when it opened back up, y'all can get all the cards that you want, because I've been getting your emails and all of that. And I've been getting your inboxes on Facebook and Instagram, and I appreciate y'all so much. And I promise you that the cards will be back on deck. Let's get into it. Oh, 2 came at a time. 14 and 34. Let's get into 14. My favorite number. 9 and 14 are my favorite number. I no longer need to be saved. Type it in the comments. I no longer need to be saved. It's one of my favorite cards. I no longer need to be saved, right? Type it in the comments. When you've never experienced having your hurt, pain, or feelings validated, you grow up with a desire to be externally validated. Taking full responsibility for yourself, including how you feel and what you experience, is where your power is. You no longer need to look for a hero to save you. Today, decide to be your own damn hero and save yourself. Go ahead and type in the comments once you put in, I no longer need to be saved. Type in the comments, I am my own damn hero, right? That's the bottom line. I don't need to be saved by anybody else. I am my own hero. It doesn't mean that you don't deserve or need support. It doesn't mean that you don't deserve and want help. It doesn't mean that you, don't deserve and, is worthy of help, support, love, all those things. But what it does mean is that you will go inside first to save yourself, and then you get support for everything else around you, because I'm telling you that in itself builds your confidence to be able to own not just your troubles in life, but responsibility. Because remember, it's not even about it being your fault. It's about it being your responsibility. It don't matter whose fault it is. And so you being able to be your own damn hero is a complete game changer. All right, so up next, card number 2 is 34. Listen, one of my favorites. All the cards are my favorites cards. Y'all know that. On your worst day, how I like to say it is, ain't shit nobody can do with you. But my editor was like, P, it can't have shit laced off. I mean, it can't have it everywhere. Okay, so on your worst day, ain't nothing nobody can do with you. Here is what it reads. Knowing who you are and what you are made of is a game changer. Being rooted and grounded in that truth is what you get to come back to when you have one of those one of those down in the dumps days. Everything seems to be going wrong kind of days, right? No matter what it feels like right now, know how much, I'm sorry, can't read. No matter what it feels like right now, no matter how much has gone wrong, know this: you are worthy at your best and at what you consider to be your worst. That is the boom, the cat, the pow. Listen, I am worthy because I exist. Type it in the comments. I am worthy because I exist. And thank you guys for typing. I am my own damn hero. I see you, Tina Mack. I see you, Odessa. I see you, Karen. I see you, Lou. I see somebody. I see Anitra. I see Sadie. Get into it. I love it. Keisha's in the building. I see you, boo. Renee, I see you. Vandalyn. Yes, yes, yes. I see y'all. Thank you so very much. Kim is up in here. Yes, yes, yes. Sharon said her numbers were number 19, 2, and 37. Yes. Vandalyn said hers was 10. I am worthy. We're in theme. That totally makes sense. I love it, love it, love it. Let me see any other card picks of the day. Let me look, and let me see. I see you, Adina. Adina said, I am worthy just because I exist. Yes, yes, and yes. Sharon, I see you. Yes. Kia, I see you. Yes, good to see you too. So that's pick number 2, right? You recognizing that even when you make mistakes, because just because you're doing the work doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes. And just because you're doing better in whatever areas, the people around you doesn't mean that you don't ever get it wrong. And the moment that you give yourself that grace, that's the same moment that no one else gets to hold your mistakes against you. Does that make sense? That's the boom, that's the cat, that's the pow. When I take responsibility for my existence and I say, not only am I worthy, but I'm responsible when I do it good and when I miss the mark, right? It's not about fault. So when you hear fault, the ego immediately wants to be in denial because that feels like I've done something wrong, right? But when you recognize that it does not matter whose fault it is, if it's a part of my experience, I hold some responsibility, whether it be my responsibility on keeping my attention on the thing that I no longer want to experience, whether it looked like shifting my actions that were a part of the unpleasant experience, whatever it is. Just because you're doing the work, just because you're in the mix, does not mean that you won't get it wrong or that you won't miss the mark. And so already owning that responsibility in itself takes away from people being able to pound you with it. Because the moment they say, hey, you did me wrong, you can examine it. Hey, let me take a look at that. I didn't recognize that. I apologize. And you get to move forward. But when you stay in denial and you believe that your behavior or the condition of your life determines your worthiness, then you will always be in resistance to the opportunity to go higher because you won't ever own responsibility for the totality of it. Type in the comments, I got it, Coach P, if you got it. Let me know that makes sense to you. Type in the comments, Coach P, I got it if you got it. All right, Tracy Ann, hey boo, hey. She said 40, 17, and 9 are her picks for today. I love it. Sadie said, I am worthy because I exist. I am here. Now what? Yes, Sadie, tell them what it is. Anitra said 8, am worthy because I exist. I love that. Yes, we're in sync. Adina said my numbers were 56, 35, and 26. Yes. Somebody, whoever this is, said my number was 4, 57, and 49. Come on with your match card picks. Type in the comments if you got it. Let me know that you got it. I want to make sure that it makes sense. And so ultimately, being able to show up in that space of owning who you are, of acknowledging who you are, of allowing who you are to be fully present, that in itself, right? It moves mountains, y'all. It parts seas, y'all. That is it. All right. So I see y'all saying y'all got it. Perfect. Excuse me. A hiccup was trying to come up. All right. Next card. Let's do it. And this is our last pick of today. Oh, it was pointing. It was showing up. Show up and take up space. Type in the comments, I am here to show up and take up space. Type in the comments, I am here to show up and take up space. Type it in the comments. It's time for you to show up and take up space in your own life, right? I'm talking about spread them arms wide as your feet can spread, like take up space all up and through your entire own life, right? It can be difficult to do when that voice keeps telling you it's better to stay out of the way, not be too loud or too bright. That voice, also known as the ego, will do whatever it takes to keep you safe and familiar safe and in familiar territory. That could look like limiting your energy, muting your voice, or dimming your light. But you didn't come here on this earth, on God's green earth, to be small, dim, or limited. That is not in your DNA. You came here to be the bright light that you are. You came here to be seen, to be heard, to be felt. When you walk in a room, The energy shifts because you are present, because you're showing up and you're taking up space, seen and unseen, right? Show up and take up space. So here's the question I have for you today. How can you show up in your life right now and take up space? In our Life Mastery Ignite group, we're reading, we're in the last phase of the mastery flow of The Big Leap and by Gay Hendricks. And the mastery part of the book allows you to actually practice. You're actually doing things that allow you to take a big leap, right? I just took a couple of big leaps in my life and I got a couple of more that are on the horizon. And here's what I want you to know. Taking up space isn't always easy, especially when you grew up believing that you were supposed to stay out of the way and not be too much and not be too loud and not be too this and not be too that. But you get to, right? Here's what I need you to hear. You get to show up and take up space. You get to own who you are. You get to take the risk. You get to take the leap. You get to take the step. You get to move in the direction of it. That's what you get to do. And life, if you haven't noticed yet, is absolutely for the living. Pussyfooting around, playing games, being afraid, staying stuck, that shit is played out like an 8-track because there's too much information out here now that will aid and support you in moving and going higher. There's no reason to stay stuck unless you choose to. And it's okay if you're not ready to do the work, but what's not okay is to make everybody else miserable and suffer as a result of it. It's like at the end of the day, if you're not ready, then get over there. But don't be over here like pouring all your stuff and projecting all your stuff on everybody else when at the end of the day, you can do the work. And the work could look like picking up a personal development book. That's a beautiful start. If you're not ready for something like therapy or coaching or anything like that, the work could look like, let me start taking a walk every day to clear my mind. Let me start, exchanging sodas for water or, coconut water or something like that. Like, let me start making these small adjustments and small changes that are not overwhelming to me, that don't feel like a big interruption or disruption to my regular life. And let me get about making the change, right? Type in the comments, Coach P, I got it if you got it. Because at the end of the day, every change that you make, every decision that you make, everything that you do each day absolutely impacts who you get to be in your now, because now is all you have. And so being able to understand and recognize that is a complete game changer for you and for me and for anybody else who chooses to participate, because it allows for you to get closer to the life that you said you wanted to live, that you know you're worthy of. And so in order for that to happen, you must be willing to take a step, even if it's not a leap. It can at least be a step. And a step can look like whatever it needs to look like for you in order for you to start to create that life. It's totally and completely up to you. But what I will say to you is, today is March 12th. And the days are going by very quickly, right? We're not in a place where we look up and it's still January. Like, that's not what this is. Time is moving forward, and so should you. And even if it's a very small step that you take, even if just for today, you decide to speak up for yourself. Speak up for yourself. Even if just for today, you decide to acknowledge that your preferences are important, right? Then allow yourself to get exactly what you want, exactly how you want it. Even if today you decided, I'm not gonna make a big deal. I normally have these big emotional reactions around everything. And today I'm just not gonna do that. Today I'm gonna go with the flow. That's a change, right? Being here in New York, oh Lord, the traffic. I was in the car with my good friend, and there was like a space where in every other part of the world that I've lived in the United States, I should say, if there is a intersection, right, then you don't block the comings and goings, the ongoing traffic that could be crossing you in order for you to get across. You have to wait at the line before you go forward. Well, people were blocking the way so that they could get across, and it was cutting off whole lines of traffic, and people was upset and angry and blowing horns. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is too much. Like, it was too much stress. And the guy that was in front of us was in a box truck, really a big size box truck. He was so stressed. He was like, and like blowing and upset and didn't know what to do because he was stuck because the person in front of us wouldn't back up to let him get across so that he could stop cutting off traffic. And I said to my friend in that moment, I said, here, I was joking. I said, I could never live here, first of all. That's number one. I could visit, but living is a whole different thing. That's right, Karen. No lanes. And so, but here's what I said in that moment, because it was kind of stressing me, like, oh my God, people are going crazy. And they were laying on the horn, like they were trying to see if the horn still worked. And so what I decided, because I could feel a little anxiety, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this stress me out. I'm just gonna watch it. Remember what I talked about here in the MASH Collective? We did it in a masterclass where I talked about it's better to observe versus absorb. It's better to observe versus absorb. And so for a moment, I was absorbing everything that was happening because it was making me anxious. Like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Ah, ah, ah. And then I took a deep breath, remembered who I was and where I was. In real time, what am I doing? I'm not getting stressed about this. I'm going to chill. On top of everything else, I'm in the passenger seat. There's absolutely nothing for me to be concerned about here. And so I laid back and I decided I was going to take responsibility, right? What was happening wasn't my fault, but the way that I was allowing it to impact and affect me was absolutely my responsibility. Type in the comments, I hear you, Coach P, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Let me know you picking up what I'm putting down. That's what I mean when I say it's your responsibility. I was absorbing it, taking it all in, and it was changing how I was feeling. And then I decided to push all that shit back out because it wasn't mine. And let me just observe. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Wow. Had no emotional attachment. Anxiety completely left. And it was all good because then you get to, right? You guys remember me talking about that? Observing versus absorbing. You get to, right? You get to look at all of these things and be a witness to them. You get to pay attention to it. You get to say how you feel. You get to make mistakes and you get to communicate in a way that you're not proud of. You get to change your mind. You get to communicate in a way you're proud of. This is all practice. In that moment, it was perfect opportunity for me to practice. Let me sit back because I felt a little, ooh, this is too much. And then it's like, well, it don't have to be. Give it back. It's not yours. That's even when the person calls you with the phone call and they deliver the information. That's even when the doctor calls to give you information about your body, about your health. That's even when the tax accountant calls you about your taxes. That's even when I got a call this morning. They were saying, hey, your car insurance is going up. What? It's like, okay, right? At first I was like, wait, why is this happening? And then I got all the information and I was like, hey, listen, I got a full day of amazing shit that I'm going to make happen today while I'm here in New York. Okay. I heard some news on my way to New York to board the plane. Right before I actually left where I was living at in LA, to get to the plane, I got some news that was not pleasing to my soul. I got on the plane and I had this beautiful experience. Even before I got on the plane, let me just back you up. I was like, listen, this information that I just got, it pissed me off, right? More so disappointed me. Then I was like, okay, I'm disappointed. I'm pissed off, but I'm traveling today and I got a beautiful experience ahead of me. So I hear this information, but I'm not going to absorb it. And I'm not going to have a big emotional reaction to it, right? Because the big emotional reaction impacts you. It doesn't hurt the other person. Even if you lash out on them, it may land on them, but ultimately you're going to pay for it, right? Your body, the way your body feels, guilt, shame, whatever it is, right? When we have these big emotional reactions that take us away, hair loss, all the shit, right? When we have these big emotional reactions to things that, you know, either we can or can't control, but we still can decide to react a different way. And so got on the plane. Before I got on the plane, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy it. And I did. And it was a beautiful experience. I'm going to share it with my people in Life Mastery Ignite on Sunday when we have our Sunday deep dive. I can't wait to share it with y'all. But it was so fly. And it was beautiful. And all the things we've been talking about, feminine energy in the group and that kind of thing. And so all the things were happening. And I got on and I took a deep breath and I was like, I'm going to fully be here. I'm not going to be in the information that I was initially absorbing in that morning before I boarded the plane. I'm going to observe what happened. I'm going to observe the information that I got. And then I'm going to be fully present in this moment. Type in the comments, I'm ready to be fully present. When I decided that, oh my goodness, it was amazing. So everything that I needed was there. Where I needed help, people were offering. I didn't even have to ask. I knew where I was going. I got where I needed to be. All the things came together and it was easy and it was seamless. And then when I showed up at my destination, I was happy. I wasn't showing up like, oh, I'm glad to make it here, but you don't even understand what I went through. And I wasn't telling some sob story about the sad thing that I heard. I wasn't bringing down the entire experience based off of the one thing. Type out in the comments if that's been you. One thing happens in your day and it's a big thing to you and it pisses you off. And now it has colored It has woven, I'm trying to say the word, that's why I'm stuttering. It has woven itself into all of your experiences. The smoke of it, the essence of it is in all of your experiences. And now you're responding from that space. When you could have just been like, listen, it's pretty fucked up. Hate that it happened. And I will deal with it. In fact, I will allow how to deal with it to come to me. And then immediately it came to me. And I decided, okay, I need a boundary here. I need a this here. I need a that here. And boom. Now I have no reason to be stuck in my anger. A lot of times, this is the boom, the cat and the pal. Thank you, God. A lot of times we are stuck in our anger and our pissed offness and our bitterness because we have not validated the experience. We have not decided what the resolve is, or we don't feel that the resolve is sufficient, or we fear it happening again because we have not created the boundaries that keep our self-love in and keep the other bullshit out. Type in the comments, I hear you if you hear me. Or just type yes, Coach P. Tracy has said, ouch, can I make it blink and in red? I'm just telling y'all. And I always share with y'all that this is real time shit. This is not like, you know, you should do this and I'm not over here doing the work with y'all. Like, I'm a human. I'm going to forever be doing the work with y'all. And in that moment, in those spaces and times when we're able to take responsibility, wait a minute, I am way too upset. I got so much shit to do. I want to reserve my energy for the good time. I don't want to show up in my negative Nancy energy, bringing everybody down with my just showing up and not being happy to be present is you bringing the energy down. Maybe nobody ever told you that. Maybe they was just like, man, I wish you could just be happier, be this, be that. I'm telling you that you showing up and all that negative, heavy energy brings the whole situation down. And your need to be validated because you haven't learned or refuse to validate yourself is bringing everybody else down. Nobody should have to deal with that shit. Because even though what happened to you may not be your fault, it is still your responsibility. That's like somebody walking around with body odor. It's offensive. Like, it's not okay that you have bad breath. Having bad breath is a human thing that you can fix, but it's not okay that you have a body odor. Having body odor is a human thing, but to be offensive and have everybody have to deal with it for long periods of time is unacceptable. The same for your personal development. You being emotionally immature and having reactions that carry over where everybody else got to deal with it and be impacted by it because you just want to be seen and heard and you haven't quite figured out how to do that yet by using your words and doing your work is not fair to the people around you. I just want to know that you hear me. I just want to know that you hear me. I just want to know that you hear me. Tina said, yes, Coach B. Ouch. I hear you. Yes, yes, yes. I just want to make sure you got it. And that's why you having the responsibility of it is so important, because then you're wondering why people avoid you, why people avoid your call, why people bye. And at the end of the day, it's a downer, especially to someone who is typically in higher energy or who is also fighting to stay in their high vibrations as well. And so you get to, right? You get to do the work, you get to shift, you get to go higher, you get to do all those things, and you should be getting to it as soon as possible. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. I want to make sure you got it. Karen said, woo! Karen, I can hear you saying that too. But it's such an important thing because people don't always have the courage to tell people like what it is and how they really feel and you know how things could be really better. And my job is to deliver that kind of information. I came here born to inspire and to inform that this is the situation so that we could all become better, greater, more, right? And so being able to show up in that space of taking full ownership and agency over your mind, your body, your soul, your process, it allows for you to not only experience greater, better, but it allows for the people who you say you love and who you care about to experience greater and better within you. That is it. And that is all for today. That is our Friday Luncheon Live with Coach P. I hope you have a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious weekend. It's so beautiful just about everywhere. It's beautiful here in New York. I'm going to go shopping and get some things. I'm going to go live some more life and celebrate life. I'm going to smile and be enjoy as much as possible. And it's always possible. A question that I want you to answer for yourself is this. Are you willing to expand your capacity for love, for fun, and for joy? Are you willing? Somebody type that in the comments for me. To expand your capacity for love, for fun, and for joy? Or are you one of those people that's like, I'm fresh out of fun. Ain't no fun happening up in this motherfucker. Don't be that person. Or are you like, ain't no laughing? What you laughing at? Don't be that person. Or you're that person that ain't no new friends and you got all this hate and bitterness and all this stuff, right? Are you willing to expand your capacity? Are you willing to expand your capacity for love, for joy, and for fun? You're worthy and you deserve it. Just let me know. I want you to answer that question before I go. Let me see. Tracy said I wear a large in size 8.5 in shoes. Listen, I'm looking for a dress that I want. Karen, you and Tracy and both. I would love to go shopping with y'all. Y'all are awesome. Y'all know how to do it. Yes. Vanessa said yes. Expansion in process. I love it. Thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly typed a question for me. Are you willing to expand your capacity for love, for joy, and for fun? That is the question. Are you willing? Thank you, Keisha. Thank you, Keisha, for typing it. Are you willing to expand your capacity for fun, love, and joy? That is the question. And it's a question that you must ask yourself and then answer it. For me today, as of today, I am willing. Deep breath in the nose, out of the mouth. I am willing to expand my capacity to receive, to be a part of, to live in, to experience, to share, and to give love, joy, and fun. Have an amazing weekend. I love y'all so much. I'll see y'all in the communities. Peace.